Hey guys, welcome to this next video. Today I'm going to give you a quick and easy drill to really solve your downswing. Let's get into the video. So your downstroke or forward stroke or downswing, whatever you want to call it, is obviously sort of a key component of your putting stroke, okay? Because it's really going to dictate where your face and where your path is heading, causing that ball to start wherever your face and path is heading, okay? So it's really, really important to ensure that our forward stroke is nailed and our sort of transition from backswing to downswing is nailed to really ensure that them path and face numbers are spot on. Because obviously in putting, if we're 1 to 2 degrees out, we're probably going to miss the putt once we get, say, 10 feet past the hole. Okay, so it's a game of real fine margins. So this drill is just going to allow you to have much better control and better awareness of your downstroke, which should then improve your start line. The most common fault I see with a player's sort of downswing from transition from backswing to forward swing more into impact is they just don't have the control that they should over it. Don't have the awareness of the putt head, and this for me is due to the transition area being too rushed. So when the player really rushes the transition from backstroke to downstroke, and if this sort of aspect of the stroke is rushed, then that's really going to cause the face and the path to not be heading where they should, okay? Because the player needs to have ultimate feel from the point of the backstroke changing into the downstroke, and that's going to really allow the face to square up. And the better the feel the player has over the putter head, the better the putt's going to be. So as I was saying, the most sort of common thing I see is this part of the swing being too rushed. What that causes is then high acceleration into the ball. When there's high acceleration into the ball, any sort of feel is taken out of the putter head, and the face then doesn't have as much time as it should to square up. If the downswing is really rushed and that sort of point from backstroke to impact is too quick, then you're obviously giving yourself a lot of work to do in such a short space of time. Whereas if you take your time on that transition period more into impact, then you're just allowing the face more time to square up. And say for a right-handed player, when you're too quick from the top, that can then cause the path to come quite far left, okay? The natural instinct from the top of the backstroke, when you're quite quick, is to really just swipe across the ball. So you're either going to leave the face open or the face is going to match up to the path. So you can really get a two-way miss when the transition and sort of the point from the top of the backswing down to impact is rushed. As there's sort of a lot of things that can go wrong, and you're really sort of giving yourself a lot of room for error this way. So the drill that I want you to try to really sort of improve your downstroke from top of the backstroke to impact is a drill called pulls at the top drill, okay? And it's clues in the name. All I want you to do is when you're setting up to the ball, I want you to really emphasize your transition. So how we'll emphasize our transition is we're going to pulls at the top, okay? So we're going to need quite a powerful backswing because we're going to be pausing here. What that's going to do is, and then that's going to really slow down the point from the top of the backswing down to the ball. So say if you have someone that's quite rushed from this point, then they're obviously going to be sort of very quick into the ball. Whereas if we're pausing at the top, then we're really emphasizing this feeling. So I don't want someone to get to the top, pause, and then come really quick again and have that high acceleration for impact. The whole point of this drill is when we get to the top, we just want to have a constant tempo into the ball. So we have zero acceleration at impact. That's then going to allow the face and allow yourself time to square that putter face up in time for impact, which is then going to allow the ball to roll on its desired start line. So let's see if I can demonstrate one for you. So I'm going to set up to the ball, make sure that putter on the line and the ball is perfectly aligned. I'm going to take my backstroke, pause at the top, and then really be quite smooth from the top of the backswing down into impact. You can see there I would have had zero acceleration at that impact position, which gives me ultimate feel over my putter head, and then also gives me time for my face to come back to the point that it started. So if you think about it this way, when we set up, we want to deliver the face straight back to this point, okay? Our setup position and our impact position should look pretty alike. If we're getting to the top and rushing it, then we're just making it so much harder for ourselves to square that face up and get it back to the exact point that it was at setup. So by having a much smoother transition into the ball and a much smoother forward stroke into the ball, that's then giving ourselves much more time and much more feel of the putter head to come back to that position that we started in. Whereas say again, if we're rushing it, it's going to be easy to either shut the face down or leave it open. So that pause at the top drill really emphasizes this part of the swing, as it really gets us to focus on the putt head and where the face is pointing from the top of the backstroke down to the impact position. So I'd really recommend, if you're someone that struggles with quite a quick transition into the ball and quite a high acceleration pattern through the impact position, I recommend really practicing this drill on the practice green and just spend a whole practice session rehearsing, pausing at the top, and then you can slowly blend it in. And the more you get used to pausing at the top, when you come to put one in full motion, you're just going to naturally have a slower transition. And that's the whole point of the drill. If you really rehearse that pause, then when you come to play one in full motion, it should really sort of slow you down in that area, which is then going to allow you to have that zero acceleration pattern at impact, which is then going to give you better feel of the putter and then allow the face more time to square up come the impact position and just give yourself a much better chance to hit the ball on line. So I hope you enjoyed that quick drill just on the downstroke. Give it a go. Let me know how you get on. If you can like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video.